Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Roll for Beer with our very special guest, Autumn Orange. Hello.
James, I'm just going to let you know right away. Hi, Autumn. You have the wrong title.
Did I?
It says Last Kiss. So unless Autumn and you are fight.
Well, this is exciting.
I entirely blame Neon for that. I will fix that on Twitch immediately.
I saw that. I was like, so about that. Well, thank you for being on here, Autumn. I'm very excited to have you on here, and I know James is too.
Fun fact:
want a kiss? I don't
know. We tried to do this in June.
I know.
And it
shit hit the fan.
Work out. It's
Shit
okay.
hit the fan. It's fine. We figured it out. You're here now, and now we're here to convince you to move out here.
It's really tricky when there's like a con going on and a bunch of other things, and so I mean, but I'm glad to be here now, and you don't have to convince me hard to move to Canada at this point.
Cool. But so I know your partner plays with the Mortal Realms, so they could just move out here and then they can play in person, and then I can steal them to be my best friend again.
Hashtag Mortal Rolls.
Yes, hashtag Mortal
Rolls. I always get that mixed up. I don't know why.
Oh man, they're awesome though.
They're great people.
I'm glad they rope me in sometimes for like making music for them and that kind of thing. So which I know James is buzzing like a bee to get into that information. This is gonna be for those in the uninitiated. I'm gonna pretty much say if you do not know Autumn Orange, you better start learning about Autumn Orange. They are fantastic in the music industry, and a lot of maybe some of their music you have heard and you just didn't realize that's who this is. Such is the way of lo-fi.
Such is the way of lo-fi. And I know what's going to happen this podcast. You're not going to hear much from me.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're good.
It is. James gets to be a bashful little fanboy.
Here's the thing. I am always really like, I've made no bones about hiding the fact that I have very hyper specific interests on things.
It's great. When I first in June, when he said, "Oh my God, we got Autumn Orange," and then just sent me like 20 of your songs, which is now on my playlist.
Yes,
which it needs to be. Just all there, just on the, and he's just like, I'm so excited. And I was like, it's going to be great, and I'm gonna just sit here and just watch, and I'm gonna love it as well.
One of the big things is I use lo-fi to indoctrinate my children into certain things, because lo-fi mixes of a bunch of different things, like some heavy metal songs. Heavy metal lo-fi is real well. Random Critical Role lo-fi is always a good time. So when my children were like, babies, I needed lullabies, and slow, chill lo-fi is always like, you can find acoustic covers or piano covers of songs and stuff, but lo-fi is just like, all right, we're just gonna rock, and I'm probably gonna just like fall asleep doing it. And Dead People Tea is exactly like right up there. It got played a fuckload in our house. It's a
see, when I do my art and everything, I listen to The Soft Blanket of Snow, because that one's just nice and soft, and I'm like, I could listen to this and I could just have it on the background and not have to worry about stuff. That is one of my go-to graphic design drawing songs.
I cannot thank you enough. So that was kind of where it originated from, was I wanted to make music once I had kind of fallen in love with like Critical Role and generally just D&D and that kind of thing. And I wanted to really make like lo-fi for people who were sitting there and working on art or, cosplay stuff. I absolutely love that it's being used as a lullaby. So that was not my intent at one point. So that's awesome. So that's really cool. Cool.
I love it. Before we dive too much into it,
I know I was supposed to say.
I am very thirsty.
Yes, let's do the theme of the show. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So we have a glass. We have a die. It's time to roll for beer. On 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I got no number. I gotta go again. No number. Okay.
All right.
2. Haha. Yes.
No, I got 37.
What did you get? 37. All right.
So I rolled percentile dice because I had to be different.
So here's what you do. Starting from the left, count 1, 2, 3, and then going the other way, count 7 back, and then just like restart over.
Fun.
So 1, 2, 3,
Oh my gosh.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, that's even more exciting because I was just doing the like 25% increment, but yeah. I think I like that way more. Hold on. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's good. Okay, great.
See, I knew autumn orange was coming, so I got an autumn ale and an orange ale. So then I have autumn orange.
I like it.
So I will be drinking one of my favorite brands, and I haven't had hers before. It's Alley Cat. If you are from Alberta, you know Alley Cat. This is their Orange You Glad creamsicle.
And I am glad. Orange is glad.
It has a raccoon on it. Like,
oh,
I have to ask, Autumn, am I rolling left to right or right to left? Because it gives me a very different fantasy trope depending on which one you picked.
Ooh, are
I'm
you
gonna say
lefty
right
or
to left?
Right to left. All right.
Yeah.
Right to left with the 6 I rolled gives me Pinball Wizard.
Yeah.
By New Level, it's a raspberry sour, 5.7% strong beer. New Level Brewing's out of Calgary, Alberta, where we're at here. And oddly enough, the glass that I have is also a New Level glass. That's just serendipity, not planned in any way, shape, or form.
I have to ask, what was the other one?
Oh, the other one is the New Level's Pixie Peach Sour.
Ooh, that one's good. I've had that one.
Which is just like, yeah.
I get that energy. Yeah, that's a good gender energy.
So both sours, the Pixie Peach is a little boozier at 6%, but
gotcha.
Allison committed a faux pas on her own show.
What'd I do?
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna crack these cans together into the mics.
I got really excited. That's my bad. Oh, we didn't even hear what you got though.
Oh yes, please.
Okay, I got Angry Eric Brewing, Longship Lager. So Angry Eric is a local New Jersey small brewery. They are in Newton, New Jersey. It is my partner Ree's father's favorite hangout place. So I had to represent New Jersey on some level. So Angry Eric.
Is that Eric with a K or a C? So I can throw it in the
K. The can looks crazy,
right? It's all like Viking, esque, and their logo is very fantasy oriented. So
I love it. All right, into the mic.
I will pretend because I really wanted this. 1. Oh, I made the sound myself.
It immediately smells like raspberries.
This is very good, and I need to get 6 more. Oh, look at that color!
It is very, very red.
Ooh. See, I like that we're getting like ranges of orange, or what's in between, right?
Yeah. Mine looks like a beer from let's be honest, The Simpsons.
It really does.
It is like neon yellow, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Duffman can't breathe.
This is very good. Like if you like a nice subtle taste for creamsicle and everything, but not like a lot, so it's not really sweet. This is very good.
New Level is kind of hit or miss for me. Like their sours are really good, but they do like the orange sour and the green sour, or what is it? The green demon and the red demon and the orange demon. And they just like, it's just not my thing. it tastes like artificial candy. Like it's
got yeah.
Right. But the Pinball Wizard and the Pixie Peach have been like just yeah.
I've had the Pixie Peach. That one's very, very good.
Very good.
So I have questions.
And I have
here
answers.
We go.
You have answers that I have questions for. Good.
Great.
That said,
what's your favorite color?
The answer might surprise you.
It's black. Answer might surprise you.
I mean, I am repping a lot of black, right? It really depends on what it's on, but I find that conceptually, orange is...
Orange? No. That's my question of the whole podcast. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
I love orange so much that I got an orange Junimo tattooed on my arm.
It looks
2 days
great.
ago.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I saw the video.
Feeling nice. Yeah,
yes.
Look at that.
So she had such a light touch. It's Kat from Atticus Tattoo here in Calgary.
Fantastic.
I fell asleep during the tattoo.
There's video proof of this where
I was laying face down and I had my arm like out off to the side, and my partner took a video of me apparently like snoring down the place.
Oh yeah, it's just asleep.
I'll have to come all the way up to Calgary then to meet Kat and get my first one because I don't have one yet. So
yeah, it was lovely. I finally have a tattoo that is in a place that I can show people without violating Twitch's terms of service.
Hey, I'm decked head to toe, and I'm about to get a huge piece done, hopefully in the summer, which I'm excited for.
What are you getting? Do
you know Digimon?
Yeah, I do.
Have you heard of this thing called Digimon?
I'm hoping to get a Stigmon whole tattoo getting done from here to here, because Wormmon and Stigmon were my favorite growing up.
I don't know it well enough. I'm gonna have to look up Stigmon at one point, but that's awesome.
Yeah. But there's a lot of artists coming down to Calgary, mostly because of like there's a bunch of tattoo conventions and everything. So a lot of high-end artists are coming from all around the world. The tattoo artist I might be seeing for mine just moved from UK to get some stuff done. So
nice.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
but anyways, we got distracted.
We'll hook you up with a couple good places.
If you want anime or geeky tattoos, we're your people to go to. That's our whole shtick.
I love it.
It's actually interesting. The fan expo that we have here, the Calgary Comic Expo. They have a whole tattoo alley in the artist alley. So it's not just like commissions artists. It's also tattoo artists and
they'll just tattoo there.
Yeah.
Like right there. And we have a tattoo convention that's actually this weekend. And it's like you go and then they'll be like, hey, you want to get this tattoo? Here's a bunch of flashes, half sale. And you just sit there and they'll just do a tattoo right there.
Yep.
The only problem is I have to factor in an airline ticket. So it's going to be, yeah.
I think we can make it a business expense. Hey, James, how about you two make some new music for Logomancy and make it a business expense?
There we go.
We'll figure it out. Tom, you're on hate. No. But I would like to get into how did you get started making music? Was it just your typical tropey? We started a band and then did nothing with it for a little while and then got back into it in the under the crunch of mental health, or
I don't know if it. Let's see.
It's a trope for a reason.
Absolutely.
It's a very common story.
Oh, and I get it. Yeah. No, for me, I think it was somewhere between like middle school, you start to form your own taste. So I was getting really into music and listening to a lot of music. And I just remember in middle school, I had the opportunity, they had like a guitar class. And so I jumped in it. I was terrible. I had an acoustic guitar, which at that time I was an angry young kid. So I wanted something like an electric.
Well, and as a guitar player, I will confirm trying to learn guitar on an acoustic is way harder than trying to learn on an electric.
Right.
Because with the electric, you don't have to push as hard and it makes the sounds that you want it to make faster.
Yes, it does. And so but I did stick with it. And it was the first time I had a hobby that I stuck with, that my dad took notice. And very quick aside, when I'm not Autumn, my name is Vaughn, and I was named after Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I grew up in a very musical household.
Did your dad ever push you to play with a dime?
Oh my God.
No, but I've heard all the stories, and the piano wire on the guitar, and yeah. No, I grew up around, he had a shrine to Stevie Ray Vaughan, and he named his kid Vaughn. So, but long story short, I grew up around it, and I stuck with the acoustic, which was a school rental anyways, long enough that Christmas I got an electric guitar, and I had an amp, and I finally got it to make those loud, angry sounds I wanted to express because I was an angry middle schooler. So,
what were those first guitars?
God.
This was a crimson red Johnson. So it was not anything great. It was a first starter.
Yeah.
But anyways, I played. I did join a band briefly. I was in a middle school band called PG-13. We played The Offspring and Green Day.
I saw The Offspring like 3 nights ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're still like doing their thing. I haven't kept up with any other newer stuff, but
Dexter's voice was a little frazzled, but Bad Religion opened for them.
Oh, that's awesome. I would love that show.
30,000 fans. And he's just like, we don't normally play stages this side, so thank you, Offspring. And you could tell the Bad Religion's been doing this, like, Epitaph Records.
Oh yeah.
So Bad Religion is Epitaph Records, and
wait, really?
They sign and they produce all of these records for everybody else. So they're really good at sound.
Yeah.
And their front of house guy, it basically sounded like listening to the album. It was
amazing.
That in key, and that dialed in. And then The Offspring came out, and the first 4 songs were pretty like as you would expect for a concert, kind of rough while they dial everything in. But
yeah, sure. Yeah. No, that's awesome. And Bad Religion's frontman Greg Gaffin is a really smart guy.
Yes, he is.
He, in addition to being the frontman of a punk band, has written many books in evolutionary biology, PhD, and just phenomenal. Anyways, I did the kind of rock and roll thing, and then it was really difficult to keep a band together because a band requires other people, and I love other people, but I found that I started to do a lot more of the kind of individual route, right? So I would track my own drums, I would track my own guitars, things like that. Mm-hmm. I did a little bit of more like emo music for a while.
We all went through that phase. It's fine.
Oh, I'm unashamed. Yes.
I'll send you a track on Discord later of something I made when I was 16.
Oh, oh no.
It's very, very angsty.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so, I did that for a long time, and it taught me a lot. I don't think I have I don't think I have like the greatest voice. Like, it's not a bad voice, but it's not the kind of voice that might front a rock group, right? And but it was a lot of fun, and I did that for a while, and then I started to kind of explore other genres, and hip hop was big, and I got really into the Gorillaz, and then college ends, and
you mean oh, sorry, no. I was going to say the Philosopher Kings, but that's Prozac.
Yes. Yeah. But college ends, and then I was working this kind of corporate, well, not fully corporate. I was working at a university. But I'm working like IT, and I'm listening to a lot of lo-fi at this time. And then around this time, I've kind of rediscovered a love for Dungeons and Dragons. I grew up playing advanced Dungeons and Dragons from like the 1980s. My dad taught me. I mean, I was born in 1990, but my dad taught me, and so I was used to playing old school. But I had heard about 5e, and I didn't really know how to get into it, so I started checking out Critical Role. And I was noticing that when I was listening to a lot of lo-fi music, they would sprinkle in samples of like, you know, like Spike Lee's movie Her, or I've heard like Donnie Darko get thrown in there, and a couple, you know, and it's always these like little poignant scenes.
It's Pulp Fiction lo-fi is peak lo-fi.
I haven't checked that one out yet.
Chill, and it's like, does he look like a bitch? Sprinkled right into the middle.
Yeah, but it's like, it's so funny because it's such a meme and it's kind of a trope, but I enjoyed it, you know, and then I'm sitting here listening to Critical Role, and they have these moments. Yeah. They're still, you know, normal people sitting around a table playing a game, but obviously because they're professional actors, they're having these really intense like dialogues and moments. And I was like, oh, well, why don't I source from that? Because I haven't heard that. And so that's kind of how I fell into it. I wasn't the very first person. I actually did find a different lo-fi artist who had done a little bit of it before I did. But, you know, I paid homage to that individual at the time, and just started doing it. And then Liam O'Brien of Critical Role fame, and many other incredible roles, liked some of it, tweeted it, and then all of a sudden, after, you know, like 10 to 15 years of like really just making music that only I would and a few people I knew would listen to, all of a sudden had all this other extra attention. So that was kind of how I found it, I guess.
But what was that like, having the like, obviously this is done from the position of I'm coming into this as a fan.
Sure.
And I'm using the works and the performance that you've put into this, and I'm transforming that art. I'm turning it into something specifically for the people that love your things to consume in a different medium. What did that resonate as?
I mean, I think most art, whether it's obvious or not, I mean, obviously comes from something else, right? It is I mean, in its most raw form, it may be just a feeling. So you're pulling inspiration from that feeling. But then there's plenty of art, fan works, things that are kind of derivative or a tribute to that thing. And that's a kind of a little rarer to find in some cultures, but in others, you know, it's celebrated when you are very directly paying homage to the thing that inspired you. And
what about the fandom themselves? I'm probably gonna go out on a limb and say well received, but
I mean, in some ways it floors me that it means so much to so many people. Like, in other ways, it feels very obvious because it's like, oh, well, we all share this love for this thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'm always, I don't know, just touched when somebody like understands what I was trying to do. So a big thing, I take the scene of these D&D characters, and they're having this like intense, intimate, you know, moment or exchange.
Talking about bees. Yeah.
Yep. Talking about bees, or it's something profound but simple. Yeah. And then it becomes like, well, how do I translate that sonically? How do I capture that moment? And that's something that's kind of innate with lo-fi. It's really about like, that's why lo-fi is simple and a little repetitive, but a little nostalgic and sentimental, right? It's kind of keeping a moment on loop. How do you extend that moment? How do you stay in that moment just a little longer? And so it was just kind of fun to try to translate what, you know, maybe Matt was narrating or whatever the characters were doing. And how do I do that sonically? How do I extend that moment? You know, how do I elevate any kind of emotion that's being shared there?
Putting words to music.
Exactly. Music to words.
No. One of my favorite tracks that you've come out with was on Sad Wizard Vibes 2.
Oh, okay.
And when I heard Omega's voice come through, I'm like, oh, this is This would have been so much fun.
It was phenomenal. And I hope, has Omega been on the show? Because you should definitely. I like that. Not yet.
We went to do some karaoke at PAX.
Awesome.
And Jem, actually, the guest that was on a couple of weeks ago, went to karaoke with us then. They didn't want to sing, just to save their voice for doing some stuff. But one of these days, I will merge our schedules together like Voltron and actually be able to sit and chat.
Look, give me their information. I'll try to make it happen. But at that point in time, I need the information to do so.
Well, see, I had the benefit of, I had this crazy notion of doing this Hosier cover. And they were my first choice. I keep people in my pocket. You probably do the same, where it's like, and then there's going to be that moment that's the person I want to work with on this thing.
That is exactly how this works. 100%.
Exactly. And so I was so excited that I was like, okay, now I'm ready for Omega. Let's get the critical bard. And first of all, they are phenomenal to work with. Very professional, very kind, just sweet, with a powerful voice, and they know their craft so well. It's one of those like immediate admirations watching someone just do what they do well, right? Yeah. And so, I tracked this, and it was interesting not having the voice to work with at the beginning, because I'm like laying down the instrumental and I know how it's supposed to go, but it feels so empty without the lyric, and then I would send it to
especially
them.
the self-harmonizing at the beginning of the track.
Right, right.
It fills the space so well.
Yeah. And I mean, if you want like a secret, what I did was I think I found like an a cappella version that I was just using to kind of make sure I was like doing all the parts right. You know what I mean? It was just kind of a guide, but stripping it of that and then sending it to Omega to
at the same time, you're just like, you're sending it and be like, please, 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 please.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and I'm like, I'm hoping that it's the right key for them, and I'm hoping that it's, like the timing was a little weird because I was trying to do my own thing with it. So I'm trying to add a little bit of a lo-fi beat to it, and because it was not a 1-to-1. There was little minor aesthetic changes I was making and timing changes.
It's a little slower than the original too.
I think so. Yeah. And I think I even had to cut like one part out because it just wasn't quite working. But that said, they knocked it out of the park. And then it was funny because like the first version they gave me, they're like, this is rough. I kind of want to redo it. And I immediately like, this is phenomenal. What do you think?
You're like, what?
No. Yeah. And truth be told, it was kind of a little bit of a mix of the original cut. And then, I wanted to honor their own personal choice, but we went with it. I had their final sign off on it, and it was an incredible experience. And I really am hoping for the next excuse to use their talent again. So
you're like, what can I make next?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Worst case scenario, we'll just do an Oops All Bards, and you two can play on stage together at some point.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. I would just make sure to get James, you, him, and then we'd have to get one more. 4.
I probably grab Colby from D4 Deep Dive because so I don't know if you follow Colby's content.
No.
He's an American fella, does like build videos and such, but every time that we have him on for a Make-A-Wish stream, inevitably somebody from his community of like 500,000 people are like, I'm gonna fucking troll. Here's $150. I want every line or spell or ability that Colby uses in the next 10 minutes to have him have to virtuoso. And he's not, to clarify, Colby is not a singer. He is by any
he does
any
his
stretch.
best.
but he entertains the bit. He's like the bluey dad, and he's like, this is the game we're playing now, let's fucking go. But
I love that.
Yeah,
you gotta respect a good yes and. Yeah,
it'd be great to get you all on the stage and be like, all right, it's all bards. It'd be great to do it for Purple Worm Kill and see how that goes.
Yeah, that's I need more planning time than just that. But yes, 100%.
Well, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm here now. So.
Absolutely. And you have a penchant for showing up in Edmonton from time to time.
I do, on occasion.
What I could just steal your partner for a day. It's fine.
Yeah, they got to go and make some cookies, I believe it is.
Muffins.
Yes.
Muffins. I gotta wait until they get back so I can start doing it, because they are one of my first guests on my show. So
there you go. And she's an incredible baker. So go ahead, James.
As is Allison.
Yeah, it's like it's my whole profession.
That's awesome.
When we first met, she didn't hand me a business card. She handed me a cookie in the shape of a Gundam head.
I did.
Yeah, there we go.
I had a bunch of Gundam cookies, and I was like, all right, who wants it?
Okay, I would love your interpretation of an autumn orange muffin, whatever that is. So,
ooh, maple syrup.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that.
Maple syrup, orange, like tangerine zest.
Candied orange.
Oh yeah, I do.
Candy orange with the maple syrup.
So my question, you came out with Sad Wizard Vibes Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, so to speak.
Yes. The full title. Yes.
It was 2025.
Yeah.
That came out. What have you been working on since? In the past several months?
If you could disclose that information, we gotta be careful.
we don't need spoilers, but it's interesting to say, like, what's
we don't need spoilers, but James wants spoilers.
Yeah.
So the only ones I can't disclose too closely is I have a few that I'm working with. I have a few commissions, and I am working on, with a friend, I'm working on something kind of adjacent to my Critical Role Lo-Fi. They have a stream, and they do like a Let's Play. And so this will be my first non-Critical Role Let's Play proper, where, you know, I have audio samples from their show. So that'll be really fun to see. Music-wise, I am working on... I'm somebody who has probably anywhere between 3 to 8 projects at a time, and I will just kind of cycle through, and then one will like bites a hold of me, and it's like, okay, that's the one. And then I'll hyper focus on that one for maybe a month or two and then finish it. So
it's called having the spicy letters, friend.
Yes, probably.
Right.
I feel like that's all of us. Let's be honest.
You know what I did today?
What's that?
I built like 7 IKEA chairs and 4 tables, and then tried on every single piece of clothing in my closet, and decided which ones I couldn't stand the feel of anymore and got rid of them.
Hey, what I did today is I work with a charity, and we get manga come in for adding to a library, and I just spent all day going through what we have and what we don't have per series, and I am on letter F, and I was like, I got this 2 hours ago.
That's amazing. Oh man. Yeah, so and texture is important, James, so I get that.
Texture is important.
I'm working on kind of a cyberpunk inspired album. So it's very synthy and futuristic with like a lot of ambience and things.
Do you know Rob Barefoot?
No.
He's the
I'm also terrible with names. So
he's the community manager for Artel Saurian Games, the folks that make Cyberpunk and
yeah, that sounds more familiar. So
okay, yeah. Rob's been fantastic to work with through Roll for Wishes, and gave us a whole plethora of things for our charity auction.
Oh,
It would be an interesting combination to use some cyberpunk themes to run some cyberpunk charity stuff. So I might poke you
so you know how we just talked about we have like 8 different projects and so on hyperfixations.
Call it 9.
I would like to show you example A, what James just did, and now he's going to hyperfixate on that.
No, not at all. I'm going to think about it profusely, make 3 spreadsheets, and then forget about it for 3 months.
Until it gets closer to the date, and then he's like, "Hey, I should do this thing."
Yeah, that is exactly my workflow that you're describing. I'm not being called out in any way, shape, or form.
Hey, I'm the exact same way, so I can't talk shit.
It's kind of like I know David Lynch talked about ideas, or like you just throw it out there and you kind of fish them. Yep. For me, it's like not only do you fish them, but you keep your own like aquarium, and some of them are just getting bigger, and you're like, okay, now's the time to go release that guy back out in the wild. So, so it'll depend on how big the fish is, but yeah, eventually one of them will hop out of the aquarium and start walking around, and that'll be the project.
We got another issue.
Yeah.
Since November, I've been going back and forth, and scheduling is truly the big bad evil guy of every campaign. We've been trying to get a Roll for Wishes game going since Roll for Wishes wrapped on November 1st.
Oh wow, yeah.
And we're in February now, and it's finally like come to fruition. So
good.
Next week I've got a game on my friend Will's channel, D&D Shorts.
Okay.
They're great.
You'd recognize him to see him beard
probably.
Beard and a tube. Yeah. So we've got Will, Oathbreaker, Carrie.
I love how you say, and I'm going to tell you a tangent right now. I love, you'd recognize him, a beard and a toque. So all Canadian men.
But he's British.
Okay. All white men.
Sorry, he's like the 4th largest D&D YouTuber out there.
I understand that, but just saying, a beard and a toque.
We'll find him.
Oh my God.
It is what it is. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Right?
Yeah.
But we've got Will, we've got Oathbreaker Carrie, who's prolific on the TikTok scene for D&D skits and stuff.
Yeah.
Jenny Yokobori and Crystal Lee, they run our Neil Newbon game here with
cool.
Yeah, they were great.
Before they played like twin rogue raccoons raiding Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Yeah.
And this time around, I think they're going to be Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yes.
Because we're in Wonderland.
That's perfect.
And Colby's going to be Alice. So he's just like, I'm just going to go get the worst blonde wig I can. And it's just Alice in power armor. I'm going to make an artificer. We're just going to like, it's a Return to Oz, very like Xenoscope, grim fairy tales comics from the 90s. Like
that's awesome. Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that we should absolutely tap you into, because I think you'd have a hilarious time.
I do like a good goof, a good one shot, a good mini series. It's funny because the other project I was going to say is that I am trying to do a little bit more of the actual play scene, and I have my own idea that I'm trying to pull into fruition. Again, scheduling is the big bad, right?
Scheduling kills most campaigns. It is not your player's DPK. It is not the DM is not prepared. It is scheduling's a bitch.
Yeah. Production is kind of a bitch too when it comes down to it.
As I'm very quickly learning. So, but I'm trying to do the game is the Magnus Archives tabletop role-playing game. So this is
great. Yeah. They're great. Oh my God.
So the podcast is phenomenal.
The podcast is fantastic, but I was looking at their stuff and I was like, that seems fun.
Yeah. And I have an amazing cast. They all have, it's so funny because they all have not only incredible synergy with one another, but even on an unspoken level. Like there's 4 core classes, and I pulled everybody together, and without anybody talking to one another, they each chose the 4 core classes
right away. And they're like, oh, okay, perfect.
I don't know if I shared this with you. So Monty Cook Games is a partner for Logomancy. We do
I didn't know that.
some of their content, and they always sponsor every time that we do charity work.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I think I shared it in it might have been in our Discord, but
wow, you have a Discord without me. I feel so betrayed. And
I think it was their Discord, but they sent me like a pallet full of hardcover books.
That was fun. That was fun to get
Kobold Press. They're all different books.
Yep. I got rid of them at the end. I found a way. But hey, to be honest, I'm thinking about running a one shot soon here on Logomancy, which I think you'd be hilarious to join into. Ooh. And it's going to be Lasers and Feelings, because I've been doing a deep dive for the past 3 days on Lasers and Feelings, and I found 3 really funny campaigns that I want to run. And it's going to be called my cryptid campaigns. And everyone's going to be a different cryptid. And one of them is Bigfoot stole my car. Second one is Mothman is living in my house and how do I get him to leave? And the third one is I'm pretty sure my neighbor is ET with a conspiracy theory and I don't know how to calm him down. And I'm like, we will do a cryptid thing.
It just sound like Chuck Tingle titles.
Oh yeah. And I'm just like, I saw these and I read them and it's like, Mothman's been here for a month. How do I get him to leave? Like, Bigfoot stole the car. My best friend's gifted it. How do I convince him to give it back? Like, it is the most, I saw that and I was like, I need to get people who would enjoy this. And I feel like you would enjoy this all. You would enjoy the chaotics. And if I can get you and James on a stream, done. It is great. I will get you both on Mothman.
You wouldn't get a word in edgewise, but
no, probably not. I would just have to sit back and enjoy the show. It'd be just, how do you get Mothman to leave? So this is what we're gonna do. You guys would be planning in the corner.
Lasers and Feelings is very much peak TTRPG.
Oh yeah.
Like I use the system. I don't know if you've ever
I've not. So and what's funny is like I'm a huge, like I collect a bunch of different games, but I've heard of it. I've not looked into it. So
it is free online.
Yeah. It's based on a song about Star Trek.
It is. And so the original is pretty much like a Star Trek RPG, but because it's so simple to learn, a bunch of fans of Lasers and Feelings made their own versions. For example, one of my favorite video games is Persona 5. I love the music. Nice. I love everything about it. So I made a Persona 5 version of it.
That's cool.
I know there's one where Ninja Sex Party made one. Like there's
we played the Ninja Sex Party Rock and Fuck.
Yeah, Rock and Fuck, awesome. Which I couldn't put in the top. Yeah, but Rock and Fuck. And I see this and I was like, this is a great way for people to learn and everything. So if you want to get into the gameplay mechanics, I would love to have you and James for Mothman Lives in My House. How do I get him to leave?
I'm
DM me. DMs are open.
I'm on it.
We play Blueies and Bingos with my 3 and 6-year-old. And it's basically, I don't know if you are tuned into what Bluey is and what it means to the world, but
not a significant. I have watched an episode. I understand it. I understand the appeal.
The idea being like everything in Lasers and Feelings is duality. Like Spock was very much feelings, and Kirk was very much lasers. So that's the analogy. You solve things with like passion and action versus like methodical, like deep logic or technology. And with Blueies and Bingos, Blueies are very much the like raw passionate action, the impulsive, I'm a 6-year-old, let's do this. And the Bingos is very much the what would mom do, like let's step into those roles for it.
It's great. There's one that's like Bloodborne. There's a Bloodborne one. There's a Guild of Gnomes one where you're just like Guild of Gnomes, which is
Oops All Divas is a
Oops All Divas. One is Golden and Girls, which is the Golden Girls.
There's one actually I found earlier today. It's called Real or Cake.
Yes, you said that to me, and I was like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah.
Are you telling me I could make my own, and it could be autumn or orange?
Yes.
You
can.
Long as the duality's there, life is good.
It's actually very simple to make one. That it's kind of fun. Like I've read through some of them, and some of them are great. Some people are doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one, which is Teenage and Ninja. Like, it's so much fun, and I'd love to get you guys both on a game because I feel like you guys would just synergize.
We can plot.
Yes.
So, in the interest of time, I want to throw a couple quick succession questions at you.
All right.
You ready for the test?
Yeah.
Let's go.
You had no chance to study, and that's probably for the best.
It's like those dreams, but at least you're fully clothed. What? You had a test and you were naked.
I thought you said streams, and I'm like, what have you been doing on the side?
Don't you worry. Logomancy has an OnlyFans, don't worry about it.
Technically, yes, so I can own the domain. But
yeah, technically.
This is very much a more of a shout out. So we talked about the different music projects that you're working on. Top 3 bands in your top 3 bands or songs on your current like rotation. When you load up Spotify or your music player of choice, what are the things that you're constantly queuing up in the last couple of weeks?
Oh, that's a good question.
This is a good question. So I think I listened to a particular song almost 10 times yesterday. I actually don't do that. I'm pretty good about not listening to a song over and over again because I don't want to tire it out. But it has been such a point of resonance for me with like the current political climate in the United States. So
we're in the middle of a hostile government takeover.
Exactly. No, an incredible punk band from Canada, Propagandhi.
Yeah.
Oh, I know them. Yes.
So the song "At Peace" has really hit something in me at a deep level. So I've been listening to that on rotation. Weirdly enough, Defying Gravity, because you sent me that awesome cover of it, and
Josh Ramsey,
John Ramsey's Defying Gravity. And then if I had to do a third one,
as you think of it, interesting tidbit: Propagandhi is signed to Epitaph Records, run by Bad Religion.
When I told you when I was making those connections earlier, I was like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." Yeah. Are you familiar with the anime Inuyasha?
Hell yeah! Wait! Let's. You know what? I have another hour. Let's talk about this for a bit.
I have been enjoying listening to the OST for that because I actually listen to a lot of like OSTs to shows and video games and things like that.
I will say I haven't had a chance to sit down with the modern like continuation, the sequel series. Around their kids and stuff.
Yeah, their kids
it's
one.
On the list. I have kids and everything else. I haven't gotten to it yet.
I remember like vaguely waking up late at night and they were, the anime was on, but I actually hadn't watched it proper. So we've been doing that as a house and I've been like, oh, this is amazing. It
was one of my first animes. I don't have a problem. Do not look behind me. It's one of my first animes, go away Gundams, that I ever watched, and
I would recommend based on your listening habits. Are you familiar with a band called Beartooth?
I've heard of them. I don't think I've deep dived.
Beartooth and Tom Morello did a track called "Everything Burns."
Oh yeah,
and they did it. One, in reflection of the current North American political climate, and two, because Tom Morello saw a bunch of Final Fantasy XIV raid bosses, and he's like, "This is dope as hell. What is this about? I need to make some goddamn music." And then they made Everything Burns, and it's just like, it's I akin it to Dragon Force power metal style.
Oh, I love that.
When you put it on and you're like doing your gym playlist and you feel like you can move a fucking bus. That's what they made there. Right?
That's awesome. Okay.
I would recommend a band to you. And
yes, please.
This is the complete opposite of what James is talking about. This is like
so it's really
flip on
bad.
the side. No, hey, screw you. It's one of my favorite bands. It's called Citizen Soldier. All their music is about mental health.
That's awesome. I love that.
They do songs that like body dysmorphia and stuff like that. And their music is very good. And I love their music. It's Some of it goes a little rock. Some of it's more of a ballad. But either way, they flip and everything. And it is, if you're trying to find something, because they actually don't sugarcoat what your mental illness is in the songs. It's like, hey, like one of them's depression, and it's one of my favorite, and it's pretty much just talking about like people are like, just don't be sad, and he's like, fuck you, that you can't just say someone don't be depressed.
Yeah,
and he just goes off
you
about
can,
that.
but you're a dickhead.
You're the issue.
Sounds
That's
like an
awesome.
issue, not an issue.
Hey, don't take my song. That is my line.
Yes, it is.
That is, yours is bitches, mine is that.
It sounds like they've maybe share a little bit of energy with, have you heard of the band Law Dispute?
Yes, they sound very similar. So if you like them, yeah.
Very cool. What's my other rapid question?
Your other rapid question.
Yes.
Your favorite go-to struggle meal.
Oh,
struggle
God.
meal.
They like, look, I don't get paid for a while, or I'm like, I just need food that is going to make me happy today.
So, all right. So this is some deep autumn lore, but I cherish food. The idea of the quote unquote sad meal bums me out so much that I just won't do it. I grew up, poor and things like that. So like, but hey,
hey, we're all here.
Here we are.
The gang's all here.
And we still made it past 27. Look at that.
Yeah, look at us. But I mean, I make a mean quesadilla. I'm vegan, so like I like to make like what I lovingly call like vegan stoner food. So it is still nachos, it's still quesadillas, it's slopping with like hot sauce and So those are kind of my go-tos.
I love it.
Yeah.
Your favorite guilty pleasure TV show, anime, or movie?
Ooh.
I have a question hopping on that one afterwards. So
yeah.
Okay. I don't
Maybe
know
you've never wanted to admit it in public. Maybe, I don't know.
I have two actually. So that's
see, I kind of refuse the notion of a guilty pleasure on some level. But see, it's so funny because like I'm a pretty nerdy, non-binary individual and stuff.
What?
I know.
No.
I know probably a surprising amount about Gilmore Girls, which kind of throws people off. So
I've watched a lot of Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, I get it.
Not on purpose, but still, I was in the room. I was there. I can tell you who everybody is and what their traumas are.
Yeah, and like it's not the greatest show in any way, but I've seen a fair amount of it. I watch a lot of like goofy cooking shows like Cutthroat Kitchen and things. Yeah. So, I guess those would Gastronauts. That's a great show. Yeah.
Dropout sponsored Roll for Wishes this year, and they put a bunch of Dropout subscriptions up for the auction for like
that's so cool.
$25 for a year of Dropout. And I think there's still a bunch of them left if anybody listening hasn't picked it up yet. And my daughter, my 6-year-old, started watching Gastronauts. And aside from some of the like, saucy language that the comedians throw around, she doesn't pick up on it. She's just like, those are words I'm not supposed to use, but it's fine. Look, they made a cake out of like, candy.
Yeah, I want food that looks like a bone. Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah,
I have 2 questions. One of them, because I heard that, is there a video game that when you're sick or feeling bad, you will hop on and just play for fun?
Or that you return to every couple of years because you're like, I need to recharge.
Oh, wow. Hollow Knight. Which
great choice.
I have never played Hollow Knight, but I am playing Silk Song right now, along with my 6-year-old.
The music is gorgeous for Hollow Knight and Silk Song. It is like one of those tracks that I could just put on and be like, I'm just going to listen to the track.
So one of the projects I'm currently cooking up is heavily inspired because jumping into Silk Song was like coming home in a way. And it is a very unforgiving game, but it is something that once you kind of get through it, I don't know. I guess everybody has their own Dark Souls, and you kind of come out of it with perseverance. So yeah,
there was an interesting study done here. I think it was the last year or two, and it was comparative analysis of video games from the late 80s to modern day video, and the effects that they had on children. So they took a bunch of kids, like modern age kids, and gave them stuff like Mario and Tetris and, platforming games like Mega Man versus something like Minecraft. Yeah. And checking brain activity and brain growth and just like social development, social skills, because like screen time's a big thing that's being researched all the time.
Absolutely.
And they found that the kids that were playing the games that we played as kids developed deeper social skills, better problem solving and analytical capacity through it.
Yeah.
Versus something that there was no stakes. Like in Mario, if you died, you started over.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do I do this? And like, it's okay to ask for help, but you'd have to be social about it and talk to the other kids.
Yeah.
Versus something like Minecraft, where it's just like, Minecraft. For the people on Spotify, I just pretended to be dead and stuck my tongue out.
You know what? It's cool to see that, because I see kids that are like, when I was that age, I was playing Fable and Halo and stuff like that. And then you see them now and they're like, so I'm playing Dark Souls, and I was like, stop. What? Go away.
Hey, no, but the Dark Souls players there, the perseverance that they're gaining through it, because it's not just like a handed win, or there's no growth to it.
Yeah.
My big comfort game was Earthbound.
That's awesome.
Earthbound on the Super Nintendo, and I still I emulate. I get really big into that, and every couple of years I'll just sit down. It's on the Switch now, which that's everything for me.
That's phenomenal.
I can just like go through and do a run and just like feel feelings.
Mine will always be Assassin's Creed 2.
I love that.
That's a great game.
I'll be starting my streams probably next week of playing all the Assassin's Creed games and getting 100%. We'll see how that goes.
We'll have to peek. I do want to quickly just say that like indie games are an absolute passion for me, and the amount of attention that a small team or even individual puts into the music, the art, but indie games have made me cry. I mean, there it is, right? James is pulling up the Stardew tattoo. One of my favorites was like Omori, and it came to me at a time that just emotionally devastated me. I loved Undertale. I loved
Undertale is one of my favorites.
I just finished One Shot, if anyone's familiar with One Shot, and that comes with a very difficult question at the end. And no spoilers, but
I grew up in the world of like Strong Bad.
Homestar,
Homestar Runner, Newground games.
I was like, Newground games were my go-to. Those were like the ones when I was like, I got home from school, I went to Newgrounds. That's where I went.
That's 100%. Awesome.
And like RPG Maker, and making like incremental, like, I spent all weekend.
I made awful RPGs on RPG Maker. They were like a couple of years ago, I found a thumb drive and I plugged it in and I saved it somehow. I don't know how I did that. And I went on, there were so many typos. I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, all right, delete. You should not see the light of day ever.
I would jump into RPG Maker and I would remake movies in it.
Oh, that's cool.
So awesome. It's like you wake up in, all right, first scene of the Guyver. What's he doing? He's getting his ass kicked in an alley. All right. So we're going to start in the alley and the dialogue's going to match the movie one for one. And I'd be like rewinding my VCR. I'm dating myself here, folks.
That's awesome.
I think we all had a VCR.
Yeah. And like writing things down as we went through, holding up a cassette player to the TV so I could record the dialogue so I could be easier on the VHS tape.
We did that to get ringtones for our phones.
Yeah. I didn't have a phone till I was in my mid-20s, Allison.
That sounds like an issue, not an ish me.
No, I'm an old man.
Oh.
I used to set up a VHS player to my PlayStation, and I would make my own Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 music videos.
Oh my god! Yeah. Okay, that game was shaky as hell, but it was so much fun.
So interesting tidbit: making anime music videos using
AMVs.
Windows Movie Maker was how I got into understanding EQ.
Oh, that's awesome! That's a great.
This is after I had been playing guitar and bass for a couple of years.
Oh well, yeah, because nobody hands you
just make the wave. You just make the
Yeah.
wave on the pedal until it sounds like the way I want it.
Pretty
And
much, yeah.
we were playing like Metallica. It didn't fucking matter. But I kind of needed to when I was making AMVs and like learning how to time things and learning how to like pitch things down for dialogue and matching everything up. Like that's what got me into like being a creative first and foremost was making anime music videos back in the day.
Honestly, like it was so huge, and if I didn't get into making music, it would probably have been like music videos. Like that was a huge hobby as a kid.
It is still going. There are competitions now for AMVs.
That's so
if I had
cool.
more time, Allison.
I know. I work at an anime convention. One of our things is an AMV competition where you just submit AMV. We had over 500 that we had to go through last year, and there was like 10 of us just sitting on a couch like, this is a lot of Huntrix.
If you ever want support, I will absolutely grade AMVs for a production value standpoint. Because that's something I could do at 2 a.m. and just be like, this is dope. How does it play at 1.5 times speed?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was gonna say this isn't quite my story, but get a hold of Ree again, because Ree actually has some like fame in the Vocaloid scene.
Oh yeah.
And so like, but she was making AMVs and all of that too. So yeah, that's awesome.
I did a poor stint for a while using the Hatsune Miku guitar pedal.
Hatsune Miku.
Oh, are you not? You wouldn't know, Alice. So Hatsune Miku has her own guitar pedal.
James,
it's so cursed.
Who do you think I am? I played bass guitar. I know about the Hatsune Miku guitar pedal.
Okay.
It is the cursed object, but it's
Yes, it is.
amazing.
Yes, I don't own it anymore.
God damn it. I was like, do you still own it? Because I have some ideas.
I bought it for like $100 when it came out, and I sold it for $400.
It's like $2,000 now.
Yeah. I regret nothing. I have the a VST that basically clones it. I'm good. I'm okay. Like,
yeah.
It'll be all right.
All I think is like whenever someone says Hatsune Miku, it's like one of my brain steps just like, I see the light. Hatsune Miku.
And the last question in the rapid fire that I have, because I know Allison's got a hard out.
I have a heart out, sadly, which I'm enjoying this conversation, but family needs me.
we do what we can. Top 2 DAWs and bottom 2 DAWs.
This is a good question. DAW is a digital audio workstation. Yeah.
Allison's DAW of choice is Audacity.
It's the only one I was taught.
Because it's the only one anybody fucking needs most of the time.
For most folks, absolutely. I am a Cubase fan.
I learned on Cubase as well.
Yeah. So I've been pretty content with Cubase. It's still my main go-to. I mean, I started on a like we all do, a pirated version of Fruity Loops. So
okay, I remember Fruity Loops. Oh yeah, I remember that.
I got when I first got into it, it was Cubase like Elements or whatever, like whatever it was. Like it wasn't called Cubase back when I started using it. It was just a Steinberg product. Yeah. And Reaper.
Oh, but Reaper's, that's commendable though. Like there's a lot of dungeon synth and stuff that's made on Reaper. So that's cool. Well, yeah.
Reaper's been around for a long. Reaper is like the OBS of audio DAWs because there's so much that you can do. Thank you for the raid, Casper NBG Ghost or NB Ghost.
Hello.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Reaper's like the it's like the OBS. It's all like friggin' open source. Everybody can go in and you can make Reaper do a lot of things. Like truly, it takes plugins really, really well. I run Superior Drummer through it, and like even
That's
Easy
awesome.
Drummer and stuff. And same with Audacity. Audacity is if you're doing a podcast or if you're just like doing if you're a voice actor or doing like voiceover stuff, Audacity is perfect. It has
I still like because I do all my stuff in Cubase, but I will occasionally throw things into Audacity to just do some like final leveling sometimes even, it's great.
Well, even it's really, really nice. So like when we do this, your audio track and my audio track and Allison's audio tracks are separated. And
nice.
Audacity allows you to dump the video file into it, and it pulls all 3 separated tracks and then the stereo track out, so it can be edited individually. And I akin it to this. A word processor like Word is a useful tool for very specific things, and sometimes you just need Notepad, and sometimes you need Notepad++, and that's Reaper.
Yep, absolutely.
Great tools for the job. But
exactly.
That said, do you want to give any shout outs before we sign off? Anybody that you have worked with recently that you'd really love to plug to the audience?
Absolutely, yeah. Of course, you are here, and so Logomancy, so they're incredible. I gotta say that because here I am with them.
Or we'll hunt you down. I
mean, some Australian friends of mine are doing a phenomenal actual play podcast called the Luckweavers Tavern. The concept is our 3 main playing characters have stumbled into owning a tavern, and so it is a little bit cozy, and it's funny to hear them like try to come up with menu items and price it out, but then they also have to go out and like slay a monster and get the money to then pay for the ingredients. So it is a phenomenal podcast. Lockie and Cloudkill Connor. And
is this the Mimic's Den?
The Mimic's Den, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm writing this down, not for any reasons. Don't mind me.
You have the transcription. Like, you're going to edit this episode later. You'll be able to hear it back.
I know. I have so many things I need to edit right now. We'll get there.
I, of course, have to commend all the shows that recommend all the shows that my partner Ree is on, because she's fantastic and she surrounds herself with fantastic people. So Mortal Rolls, Crit Crafters, and so
I'm stealing her. Sorry.
She is in high demand, and it makes sense. Anything else? Go out and stream any band from Epitaph Records. We've figured that out. Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, and then of course, if you don't mind, keep an eye out on the things I'm doing, because I'm hoping to launch my first actual play, which is going to be called Black Prism. It is a Magnus Archives inspired actual play where they are members of a museum in New York City that keeps hold of like cursed artifacts. Mm-hmm. And I also make lots of music, so I'll be releasing more of it soon.
What? You know?
Yeah, me.
Guessed.
Keep your calendar open a little bit with the understanding that one shots in your Magnus Archives thing are appreciated.
There we
go. As opposed to, like, I have my 5 core cast members and they will be every night for the next 2 years. One shots make it a whole lot easier for me to come and be like, hey guys, want to play some Cypher?
Yeah, that's going to be me. Hey guys, you want to play Mothman? It has crashed at my house too long and I need to get him to leave. Gotcha.
100%. But that said, thank you for sticking around with us and having a couple of local beers. And again, just looking it up, it was Angry Eric's Brewing out of New Jersey, and that was their standard lager that you had.
Yeah, let's see. I'll hold it up to again. The Longship Lager.
Ooh,
so
very American flag on the
on the ship, right?
on the sail. Yeah. Mine of choice was, of course, New Level's Pinball Wizard, which is just like the most dope can ever.
Yeah, that's a cool can.
And mine was because we had Autumn Orange. I bought 2 beers for this evening. I brought an Autumn Ale, but I also got a Alley Cat Orange You Glad Creamsicle Ale. And there we go. It was extremely good. Don't focus on my face. Focus on the art. And I do recommend it. It's he's eating a creamsicle pop.
That's amazing.
Love it. But thank you for taking the time with us. Allison, you've been lovely as always. And for everybody rating in and listening at home on Spotify or everywhere that fine internets are sold, thank you everybody for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Our next live stream is going to feature, I believe, some familiar faces. And after that, we've got Battlebake coming up, the creators of the Kickstarted board game Battlebake.
That will be in March. It'll be great.
If you're in the greater Vancouver area, we're going to be at Terminal City Tabletop Convention middle of March. I think it's like 13th to the 15th. Or
everybody hydrate.
Oh, yeah. Hail hydrate. Love it.
Hail hydrate. Yes, we will be. And I'm very excited because I might be running Bigfoot Stole My Car and I don't know what to do.
I'll be running some K-pop Demon Hunters in Cypher. And actually, the creators of the K-pop Demon Hunters 5e supplement actually reached out like 2 days ago. I got to shoot them an email back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, do that. You should do that. That's something you should do.
Yeah. We're going to be running some blueies and bingos for the little ones at the con.
James is going to be in a couple of the panels about accessibility and everything. I'm playing a game which I just found out like 2 days ago. We're like, oh, you're playing the game. I'm like, okay, so I'll be on the stage playing one of the games coming up on Friday.
We've got the main stage Friday night from 6 to 9. We'll be playing probably Oops All Divas. We'll see. Maybe 5e. I'm not sure just yet. We'll see.
Can I get a big enough wig is the question.
Can you fit it in a carry-on? That's the big question. We're gonna have some introduction to TTRPG content creation panels. So it's called I just hit record, right? And we go through like everything that goes on behind the scenes, how to like viably turn your hobby into a business, what that actually looks like. Why like chasing followers isn't really the right approach, and it doesn't actually indicate that you're successful at what you're doing. And then we go into some accessibility in gaming. So we talk about physical aids like Bluetooth enabled dice or like Braille dice, safety tools, and why the X card is the last safety tool that you should ever implement at your table. Not that you shouldn't use them. It's just there are many that are much better to be applied. We're also going to be looking at a fundraising panel, helping people get into charities, our charity fundraising through streaming, not just TTRPGs, but across the board. And we're gonna have some friends from War of the Realms. So Anastasia Rowland's going to be on for that. And then our friends at ADH Adventures are going to be on for both our main stage game and our accessibility in gaming, because it's in their name 100%. We want to be accommodating to everybody that's coming out to play. So that's it. Drink more beers, keep your dice shiny and out of your mouth, and have a good night, everybody.
Unless it's edible.
Good night,
everybody. Is it cake or is it real?
God dang it.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.